Hello everyone, I'm Nicole and I am going for my first consultation with a surgeon for lap band today. My appointment's in a couple of hours, so I just wanted to make a video kind of just saying who I am and what I'm doing with my life. um, I'm about 5'3" and I weigh 230 pounds, and I've weighed this much up and down for like 5 years. Um, Probably close to 6 since I've been like really overweight. But I've never been like my ideal weight, whatever that means, ever in my whole life. Like, I remember being a kid, being 9 years old, around that age, and my pediatrician wanting to put me on a diet, and my mom thought he was crazy, and we left. Um, she probably should have let him put me on a diet. But anyway, so like I've always been bigger than my friends. I've always been the bigger one. In school, in elementary school, junior high, and stuff like that, there's always been people bigger than me. Obviously, there's always been, but they've always seemed to grow out of it, and I never did. They always slimmed down, and when you saw them in high school, they're not big anymore, and here I am, still a little chunky girl. I think my problem area has always been my stomach. I've always had a fat roll. I've always hated my stomach. Um, I've been like a size 10, 12. Well, not now, but in high school I was about a 10, 12. Which doesn't sound very big saying it out loud because I'd love to be that size right now. But, I mean, everybody at my school was really thin. I mean, 6'4", 2 sizes. So, I mean, I was always, I mean, like we could borrow clothes and I could always borrow tops, but never, ever, ever bottoms. I was, no way. Anyway, so that's that. But like since I've been an adult, I think since probably a year after high school is really when I started to pack on pounds. I got pregnant in 2006 and got sick, and I was preeclamptic, and I had to deliver early, like 16 weeks early. So the baby was a pound and 2.8 ounces, and unfortunately he only lived for 3.5 days. So that was real difficult. It's still difficult. So like when I delivered him, I weighed 212, and that's crazy to me to say that out loud, that 212 pounds, only 24 weeks pregnant, and being 5'3". That's a lot. And I think then is when I really realized that there was something, like, there's no way I'm only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I got to do something. So going through something like that, though, it didn't make it easier to lose weight at all. Obviously, it was, it only got, I mean, I only got bigger. 6 months later, I was pregnant again. And then when I got pregnant the second time, it was a very hard time in my life. There was a very horrible accident with very close family friends, and we were just all going through a really hard time at that point. And I just tend, like, I can't really tell you that I'm an emotional eater because I don't feel like I'm an emotional eater as far as every emotion, maybe. I think that when I'm sad is when I just don't want to do anything. Like, I want to lay in bed and sleep, and I want to eat chips and queso and fattening stuff that I probably shouldn't eat all the time at all. Anyway, so that was just really hard. Well, then I got pregnant, and then I was worried about this pregnancy, worried that it would end up like the one before. And anyway, I did end up having to deliver early again, this time 10 weeks early. He weighed 3 pounds, 5 ounces. I weighed 220. And 10 weeks early, so I was 30 weeks pregnant. He did survive. We stayed in the hospital for 9 weeks. But he's alive and well and great and normal and healthy, and he will be 4 this year. So that's just a little bit of a rundown of how crazy my life is and maybe how I got to where I am. For 2 years after I had Jaden, I stayed home with him, And then I went to school, beauty school, and put him into school, daycare. So I went from being home all the time and being this large person to having to go to school. So like about 3 months before I started school, I kind of like wanted to prepare myself because I didn't want to go and be 20, however old I was, 23, I think, 24, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I didn't want to go and be probably the oldest one because most likely the girls in this class, or whatever, girls, boys, would be right out of high school. So I was going to be older, and I didn't want to be this fat old girl. So I was real stressing out about that. So I went and I started working out. I went to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. Ate amazing. Busted my ass. And got down 30 pounds. Very, very excited. Loved it. Even though, like, I kind of stopped around 30 pounds. I wasn't losing any more than that. But I didn't care. I was just so excited that I'd lost that much that I was going to keep going, keep going. Well, school started. I got a little busy, got a little sidetracked, didn't work out for about 2 weeks, gained 15 pounds, wanted to shoot myself in the face, and I gave up. And that's that. I mean, that was it. I gained 15 pounds in 2 weeks, and I said, oh, all right, I'm going to work out for 3 months and stop for 2 weeks and gain it all back, or half of it. So it pissed me off. And I went and saw a weight loss specialist, excuse me, and she put me on some phentermine and a low-cal diet. So I went back to working out, not a lot, like 3 times a week, and took the phentermine and lost about 20 pounds. And then stopped. Again, just plateaued, quit losing any weight. She told me that a lot of times this happens, that you need to back off the medicine, like get it out of your system, and then you can start over again. So I got off the medicine, kept with the low-cal diet, kept working out, and gained my weight back. So, I don't know, like, my whole adult life, I've tried doing it the right way, working out, eating good, and then it kicked me in the ass. So, and then I've done the whole, what I just said, the phentermine and the low-cal diet. I've also done HCG, and I don't know if you've heard of that or love it or hate it, but I hate it. It's a 500-calorie diet. You can only do it for like 24, 23 days in a row or something like that because, I mean, you can't live the rest of your life only on 500 calories. You can't even really work out because you're on such a low-cal diet that you can't afford to lose any of those calories. So I did it, hated it, lost again 30 pounds, stopped to go on my break and to go in my maintenance phase is what the second phase is called. And I think you can go up to 1,100 calories. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But gain all my freaking weight back. And so, I don't know. Like, I began to think that there's something else to it. There's something else wrong with me. Like, why am I gaining all this weight back so quickly? So I had blood work done, and they checked my thyroid and checked to see if I had diabetes. And I did. Let me backtrack. I did have gestational diabetes this second pregnancy. So I've always been worried that that was going to come back. So when I had my blood work done, I had them check for all of that, and everything was good. I think my cholesterol was a little bit high, but not enough to worry about. Like, they wanted me to come in and retake it just because it was so low that it was probably an error. So, excuse me. I mean, like, nothing was wrong. Everything was normal. So then I just got to a point where I feel like everybody in my family is overweight, so maybe this is just a genetic thing. Maybe I'm just destined to be a fat girl. And I can't live my life like that. I can't live my life in this body for the rest. I mean, because I'm going to die soon. Probably not really, but I mean, I feel like I'm suffocating. I'm not this person on the inside. I mean, I go to the store and I shop for clothes and I have, like, I'm so into fashion and being trendy and cute stuff, and I can't even buy that stuff because it didn't fit me, and I'm stuck in this large body, and I want out. And I've tried other things. It's not like I've just been laying on the couch and then thought, I'm fat, I'm going to go have surgery. That's really not it. I mean, I literally have tried working out and eating, and I've tried things. And I'm just at the point where I can't do this anymore. And I feel sorry for my husband because I didn't look like this when we first got together. and he's sweet as can be. Never, ever, ever is ugly to me about being this large. My computer just went to sleep. I hope it didn't mess up my video. No, it didn't. Okay, so anyway, he's been so nice and so great, and but I know it bothers him. It has to bother him. It has to bother him because I'm not happy with me. Therefore, I probably take it out on everyone around me. And I've noticed that, like, the times that I have lost weight, I do feel a little bit better about myself. I am a little bit more in the mood to be a little sexy sometimes. TMI, sorry. And so, I mean, I know it bothers him. I know it affects him. I have a 3-year-old. I don't want to be the mom that, I don't want him to run and hide from me. I don't want him to be embarrassed of me. I don't want him to, I mean, kids are going to be embarrassed of their parents anyway. I don't want to give him any extra reason to, I don't know. I hate being in a restaurant eating. I hate people, like, judging me and looking at me and seeing what's on my plate, even though probably not. I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. I know I'm, like, rambling and going off on a tangent here, and I don't mean to, but I just wanted to do a first video to kind of talk about why I'm at the point that I am and what got me here. And that has been, it's been a long, long, long road. And I know that there's people that have gone through this for many, many, many more years than I have, and that have difficult time with losing weight as well, and maybe they have more weight to lose, and it's stressful and difficult. And I don't mean to sound like poor me, because I don't mean that. I am more mad at myself for letting me get to this point, because no matter what life has handed me and given me, I did this to me. I made these decisions. I allowed myself to get to where I am now. So I'm more mad at myself, and I mean, obviously I have to accept it and get over it and do something about it. And I am. That's where I am now. That's the point where I am now. Like, stop whining about it. Stop crying. Just do something. And that's where I am now. So anyway, this is my first video. And hopefully there'll be way more to come. I'm going to go for my appointment today and see what he says. And hopefully this will all work out, and this will be something that I am able to do. I just want to be able to have a video documentation of every bit of it from the very beginning to the end. God willing, I'll be successful, and I will be happy with myself. And also because, like, whenever I started researching and whenever I found YouTube and I found the weight loss community, I originally started looking just to find an actual procedure videoed, and I did find it and I watched it. But then I ran into all these people who have just made all these vlogs. I don't really know the lingo, of their journey through weight loss surgery, and I was just so captivated by the beginning of their stories, where they start out at a point where they're tired and they're ready for something to work. And then towards the middle and the end, and as the weight comes off and as they start to feel happier and they're excited and they are amazing. Like, they're just, their attitude and their, like, the light that comes to their eyes, it's just awesome. And I really just want to be that for somebody else who might be researching. I don't really want to influence anybody to make a decision, yes or no, about weight loss surgery. I don't want to encourage that decision, but I want to be an example of an option, maybe. I don't know if that makes sense, but, like, I didn't come here looking for somebody to say, yes, do it. Or I didn't come here for somebody to give me the okay to do it. I really had already made that decision before I looked at the videos, but by watching the videos, I kind of understood more or less why I'm doing this and why it'll be good for me. So that's kind of what I want to do for others, for the other people who might want to have surgery or looking into some kind of something, not necessarily surgery. So that's it. I don't mean to, like, ramble, but that's all. I'm going to go to the doctor in a little bit, and then I will make another video and give you more details as far as my whole process of this whole thing. And then soon there'll be some pictures. I'll put up some pictures of me and the whole part of me, not just my face. Anyway, so that's that. I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.